The Lord has asked me to deliver this urgent message to you. There's a change coming from the heavens into your life, and it has shape, color, and address. A new home. But something very serious is happening. Someone is trying to stop this blessing from coming to you. There's a secret hidden in the shadows, a force that doesn't want you to find out what's about to happen. It is no accident that you are here. Your angel was sent in haste with a direct order from the throne of God to reveal to you something that will change everything. Before that door closes, you need to hear and believe. They tried to hide it from you, but heaven decided to show you. Get ready, because this word will shake structures and free you from everything that has held you back so far, said the angel. Heavenly alert. The angel brought a message about his home. Son, the place where you live today was temporary, but the promise is about to be fulfilled. These were the words heard in prayer by many who now feel in their hearts that something is about to change. It's not just an impression, it is a real spiritual movement. Have you ever felt that your current home has become too small for what God has in store? Have you ever noticed that something is out of place, as if the environment that once welcomed you now limits you? This is no coincidence. It is a spiritual sign. The heavens are moving in your favor. The angel who guards you has already visited the place where you will live. He has already walked through the rooms. He has already touched the walls and declared, "This will be a home of peace, rest, and new beginnings." But at the same time that this promise was released, there was a reaction from the contrary spiritual world. As God showed the way, the enemy began to erect barriers, using close people, circumstances, and even thoughts of doubt to try to make you give up. The angel reveals, they want you to remain in the place of scarcity, limitation, and emotional exhaustion. But I was sent to break that cycle and lead you to the promised house. This is the time to break away, not with human strength, but with divine direction. Don't ignore the signs. Do not underestimate the dreams, the inconveniences, the delays. All of this is connected to the message that heaven is trying to deliver to you right now. If you feel like this word is touching your spirit, write in the comments, "I get my new home," and stay tuned. The next revelation will expose those who are trying to prevent this blessing. This house is not just a construction, it is a refuge planned by God. It's not just about leaving one place and going to another. It is a territory of promise. Have you been feeling uneasy, an inexplicable desire to change, to start over, to breathe new air? This is God preparing you. He is putting in his heart the image of something that has not yet manifested, but that already exists in the spiritual world. I am leading you to a place where your soul will rest, where your faith will be strengthened, where your family will have peace, where your history will be restored. This is the voice of the Spirit speaking at this very moment to those who are watching. Have you ever seen this place in a dream? Have you ever found yourself imagining a corner of the house, the balcony, a window with soft light coming in the morning? Don't ignore it. It's not daydreaming, it is prophetic anticipation. God is showing you flashes of what is to come. He does this when He wants to activate His faith. It releases the view before the key. But here's the warning. This house will only manifest itself when you accept the call to get out of your comfort zone. The comfort zone today can be stagnation. It may be the fear of taking the next step. It may be emotional dependence on toxic environments that God wants to free you from. Do not be afraid. I will go with you. I've already prepared everything. Walk by faith, not by sight, says the angel. There's something important happening right now. God is testing your position. This house is not for those who doubt. It is for believers, even when everything around them seems otherwise. The promised land never comes easy, but it comes to those who do not back down. Are you ready to take that step? If so, write in faith, I believe in the promise of the new home. Because in the next moment, we will reveal the spiritual origin of the resistance that has tried to prevent this achievement. The house has already been released into heaven, but there is an invisible war going on earth. It's not just time that's delaying your move. It's not just bureaucracy. There is a spiritual interference disguised as coincidence, difficulty, and natural obstacle. There are people around you who, without you knowing it, carry feelings camouflaged with envy, jealousy, and even frustration when they realize that God is opening something new for you. In many situations, you shared your plans with someone and soon after everything crashed. Projects have stopped, the money is gone, the property did not work out. This is not normal, this is spiritual. The angel reveals they smiled when you spoke, but in their hearts they said, I hope you can't. These words, thrown in silence, become like spiritual darts that reach the most sensitive areas of your life. That is why in many moments you have felt tired for no reason, discouraged out of nowhere, confused and insecure. There's a manipulation trying to keep you in the same place. But God today is exposing this cycle. He is opening your spiritual eyes so that you stop depending on the approval of others and start trusting only in His direction. God is telling you, I didn't give you this promise so that it could be debated, but so that it could be lived. You don't have to explain what I'm doing. Just obey. If you want to break away from these silent but destructive contrary voices, declare now in faith, no envy will hinder what God has for me. This is the first step to breaking the resistance. In the next few moments, we will reveal who these people are and how envy operates in the occult to sabotage the promise of the new house. There is something that few have the courage to face. Not everyone who walks by your side cheers for your victory. And when God's promise begins to move, it is envy that reacts first. The house that heaven is preparing for you is more than walls and a ceiling. It represents stability, growth, emotional healing, and family restoration. She is the answer to many hidden prayers made in tears in the silence of the early morning, and that's why it arouses reactions, especially from those who live around you but can't stand to see you break up. Have you ever noticed the discomfort in someone's eyes when you shared a dream? Have you ever felt the atmosphere weigh down after talking about a breakthrough? Have you noticed how some turn away exactly when God begins to raise you up? This is not paranoia. This is spiritual discernment. Envy does not always manifest itself with words. It reveals itself in the look, in the coldness, in the absence, in the criticism disguised as advice, in the doubt they cast on their convictions. It is often where we least expect it, inside one's own home, in the circle of friends, among close relatives. The angel reveals they're not just listening, they are watching, noting, comparing, and silently hoping that nothing happens. But envy, as subtle as it may seem, is one of the most corrosive poisons against promises. She tries to stop the advance without using her hands, just by spewing words and thoughts contrary to what God has already stated about her life. Maybe you're living cycles of repetition. You start something, you get excited, but everything gets stuck. And whenever he shares his plans with someone specific, something goes wrong right after. This repetition is no coincidence. It is a spiritual battle that needs to be broken with positioning. Cut the ties that bind you to the one who sabotages you. That is heaven's instruction to you today. God doesn't want you to carry hidden weights into the new house. The promise demands separation. Blessing requires discernment. If you want to break these bonds, declare with faith and authority in the comments, all envy will be dispelled by the light of God. My house will not be impeded. And now that you understand where this hidden resistance comes from, let's get into an even deeper point. Why is this house so important spiritually? What is the divine purpose behind this new home? Most people think that conquering a home is just a material accomplishment. But when God enters the process, every wall, every space, and every detail carries a spiritual mission. The house God is preparing for you is not just a new address. It is consecrated territory. It is an altar disguised as a home. There are times in life when God needs to reposition us physically to restore us spiritually. And maybe the environment where you are today no longer supports your next phase. It can be loaded with bad memories, battles that should be over by now, and emotional wounds that need to be closed. You feel it even without fully understanding it. There are days when the atmosphere is heavy. You don't sleep well. Peace seems to have vanished from the air, and all you want is a place where you can take a deep breath and say, "This is my refuge. Here my soul finds rest." This is more than a wish. It is a summons from heaven. God is calling you to a new environment because the next level of your faith needs fertile soil to grow. The new house will be the setting where old promises will be fulfilled. It will be the place where prayers will be answered, where projects will be generated, where your children or future children will be protected. It will also be the environment where you will welcome people, bless lives, and become a channel of healing. The angel says, "This house will not be your dwelling place alone. It will be the place of God's visitation. Many will enter dejected and leave renewed. Your table will be a communion table. Your room will be a room of peace, and your windows are portals of heavenly light." That is why there is so much war around this achievement. Because the enemy does not fear bricks but fears consecrated places. He fears houses where there are knees on the ground, praise in the air, and the presence of God in the environment. You are not just after a property. You are being guided to a place of prophetic destination, a home where heaven will have the freedom to act. If you feel that this promise is for you, right now, in faith, "Lord, consecrate my promised house from now on." Well, in the next moment, we will understand what is really delaying this change and how to break with it definitively. Have you ever wondered why, even with faith, prayers, and even signs, change has not yet happened? Why didn't the house arrive? Why do the papers crash, the doors close, the money disappears, the plans are on hold? The truth is, often what's holding you back isn't just the enemy. It's what's not yet resolved within you. God does not delay promises, but He expects positioning. There are cycles that have not yet been closed. There are people who still occupy spaces in their lives that should have left a long time ago. There are emotional bonds, spiritual habits, and even hidden sins that need to be delivered to the altar so that the key to the new house can be released. The angel says, "The house is ready, but you're still stuck in the old room." Sometimes we want the new phase, but we still behave like the old phase. We want new environments, but we carry the same pains, the same words, the same fears, and this prevents change from happening. God is Father, and He does not take us to a new place if He knows that we are still stuck in the past. He does not deliver a house of peace to someone who still cultivates war within his heart. He doesn't plant you in fertile soil if your roots are contaminated by bitterness, resentment, and disobedience. Liberation precedes possession. This is the spiritual law of advancement. And so, perhaps He is treating you first because what will come is too big to be handed over to someone who has not yet cleaned himself inside. This is the time to renounce everything that holds you in the wrong place. Release forgiveness. Let go of what God has already taken away and break with patterns that pull you back. Right now, as an act of faith, "Lord, prepare my inward self to receive the outward that Thou hast promised, because the house that comes is not yours alone. It is the reflection of His healing, His liberation, His obedience. And in the next chapter, we're going to talk about dreams. Yes, dreams about houses and what the spirit world is trying to reveal to you through them. Many people have dreamed of houses, big houses, unknown houses, houses under construction, even abandoned houses. And most ignore these dreams or think they are just random images of the mind. But the spirit world also speaks while you sleep. And when you dream of a house, especially in periods of transition, God is trying to show you the movement of heaven around you. Dreaming of a new house may mean that the time for your move is coming. It could be God giving you a glimpse of what He has already released into the spirit world, but which is still trapped by blockages on earth. If in the dream you enter a clean, bright, welcoming house, this is a direct sign that peace is on the way. If you see yourself moving to a larger place with open windows and light coming in, it's a sign that the new cycle has already been activated. But if in the dream the house is old, broken, with no way out, perhaps it is a warning that you are still stuck in old structures that need to be abandoned. The angel reveals, you have walked through the rooms of your new home in spirit. You have already breathed the environment that will soon be yours. Now it is necessary to act by faith for this to manifest itself. So listen carefully. You should prepare to receive an unexpected financial amount within the next 2 days. This amount will be the confirmation that God is opening the door to your new house. You will feel an intense peace, a deep comfort, and soon after, a joy that will take over your entire body. And it is at this moment that you will be called to respond with gratitude and faith. You can show your love and trust by offering up to $100 as a prophetic act. This amount is not an obligation. It is a seed, a key that you put in God's hand as if to say, Lord, I trust your promise so much that I already position myself as one who is ready to receive. Do not ignore this call. When you plant in the spirit, you reap in the natural. When you respond to God's move, He responds with open doors. If you believe this word, boldly declare in the comments, I am moved by faith. The house is already mine. And get ready. In the next chapter, we'll reveal a disturbing truth. Someone is spying on your promise and trying to act before it's fulfilled. Yes, the promise is in motion. The sky has already released it. The angel has already walked the path, and the signs are getting clearer. But there's something you need to know and you can't ignore. Whenever God begins to open doors, the enemy tries to sneak through the cracks, and what you don't see is that there are eyes watching your trajectory. There are people who seem harmless but who are connected to spiritual environments that are not of God. They study you. The angel revealed, there is someone who watches your steps in silence, who pretends to be supportive but in his heart wants everything to go wrong. This person is spiritually sensitive but connected to the wrong source. Maybe you felt it, a restlessness when you talk to a certain person, a delay that always arises when you share your plans, a sense that someone is intruding where they shouldn't. This is real, and more than that, there are constant attempts by the enemy to plant doubts, distractions, emotional fatigue, and small financial crises, all to take you away from the route of conquest. But God sends word to you. Nothing can be hidden from my eyes. Every tongue that rises up will be silenced. Every covert intent will be revealed. All evil surveillance will be undone. Now is the time to shield your promise. Close your mouth and open your spiritual eyes. Not everything should be said. Not every smile deserves trust. The house that comes is sacred, and it needs to be put away before it is even built. You are at a decisive spiritual moment, and if this message is burning in your heart, understand it's because the enemy will no longer be able to confuse you. And here is a prophetic instruction. You need to plant a seed of spiritual protection over your home. It's not just faith, it's attitude. You can do this right now with a prophetic offering of up to $100 as a sign of shielding. It's as if you said, "Lord, seal this promise." It closes all the loopholes. Let no one touch what is mine. This is an act of protection, of alliance, of total surrender, and those who move by faith walk in safety, even in war territory. Right now, in the comments with authority, I close every loophole. My home is sacred, because in the next chapter, you'll discover something even deeper. There's an invisible battle going on all around you, and that's why you've been feeling so drained. You're not tired for nothing. That discouragement that comes out of nowhere, that feeling of heaviness on your shoulders, that lack of energy to continue, they are not just physical or emotional symptoms. They are signs of a spiritual battle going on all around you. Many are living a war without knowing it, and the battlefield is not visible. It is in the mind, in the emotions, in the decisions you try to make but always meet resistance. Do you know why it seems so hard to get out of where you are? Because there are spiritual forces that want to trap you right there in the place of pain, fear, and stagnation. The enemy doesn't fight you just for who you are today. He fights for what you will become when you are within the promise. Before I continue, my beloved child, allow me to pause. For there is a sacred secret I've kept just for you, and now is the moment I choose to reveal it. Christ has a message for you today. I've been trying to get this powerful message to you for the past 4 days, but something or someone has been blocking your way. No matter what forces try to interfere, I refuse to let you miss this divine transmission. This is your message. It was meant for you and you alone. I've enclosed the time-sensitive details you need to see immediately. Don't wait. Open it now before it's too late. Click the link in the description or comments section to unlock the secret of access your message now. My beloved child, now is the time to act. Step forward in faith. God bless you. He knows that as you enter the new home, you will also enter a new level of authority, peace, clarity, and purpose. That is why the attack is constant. Have you noticed how many things start to go wrong exactly when you start thinking about changing, growing, organizing, and positioning yourself? This is the reflection of territorial spirits, entities that feed on their permanence in environments of pain, emotional misery, low self-esteem, and defeat. These spirits don't want you to move forward. They feed on your doubt. They feed on your guilt. They want you to think, maybe I'm dreaming too big. Maybe this house isn't for me. But God sends you to tell you they can try to surround you, but they will not be able to stop it because my plan is set, and no one touches what I have determined. The angel who guards you has already been released with a sword of fire to cut all the chains that were invisibly holding you. And today, now, you need to take the first step to break with this prison environment. You're going to do it with your voice, with his statement, with your faith. Right now, in the comments, as an act of spiritual liberation, nothing will hold me back. I am moving forward to the place God has prepared for me. Be strong. You are closer than you think. In the next few minutes, we will talk about the signs that God will send you to confirm that the key is already coming into your hands. When God wants to talk to someone, he can use anything. One word, a dream, a song, a number, a silence. But when he wants to confirm a promise, he sends specific signals, visible, undeniable, personal. And you who are listening to this message now, pay close attention. If the house that God is preparing for you is already liberated in the spiritual world, the signs have already begun to appear. Perhaps you have seen images of houses repeatedly over the past few days. Perhaps he felt an inexplicable desire to tidy up drawers, separate things, and get rid of old objects. Maybe you've received unexpected proposals, new ideas, or simply an inner discomfort that tells you it's time to get out of here. None of this is random. All this is a sign. God confirms in the natural what is already decided in the spiritual, but only those who have the sensitivity to look beyond the surface perceive the signs. And here's something profound. Sometimes the signal comes as a disturbance. You start to be bothered by things that you previously accepted. He begins to feel disconnected from people, places, and routines. This is God disconnecting your soul from the old place to prepare it for the new. The angel says, you will begin to notice small details moving in your favor. You will hear conversations that seem like coincidence, but they will be messages. You will come across places and people who will carry the vibration of your future home. You may receive a call from someone offering something unlikely. You can open a website and suddenly see the house of your dreams stamped there. You may be led to unknown places but feel peace as if you have already been there. When that happens, don't doubt it. Don't question it. Don't ignore it. These signs are God's way of saying the key is coming, and when it comes, you will know that it is my hand at work. So write now in the comments as a declaration of spiritual readiness: Lord, open my eyes to see the signs of promise, because the sky is not silent. Heaven is speaking, and you're about to hear what few can hear. In the next chapter, we'll get into the prayer that breaks the shackles of the past, the one that sets you free from within so that the new home can manifest on the outside. Before God gives you the new house, He needs to free you from the old house that still dwells inside you. And I'm not just talking about physical property. I'm talking about memory of trauma, of pain from the memories that still hold you to what happened. Maybe you have lived through difficult times in your current home. Discussions, crises, losses, illnesses, loneliness, abandonment. Maybe that place, although it was a shelter for a while, became an environment full of memories that hurt you. And here's a truth that few understand. God doesn't lead us to the new while we're still emotionally chained to the old. Therefore, this word today is an invitation to total liberation. It is time to say a revealing prayer, a prayer that not only speaks to God, but that breaks invisible chains that keep you in the wrong place. Pray now, even in silence, with a surrendered heart. Lord, I recognize that there are things inside of me that still hold me back. I carry pain that I did not confess, traumas that I did not heal, memories that still hurt. I ask you, clear my mind, wash my heart, free my soul. May no wound of the past prevent me from living the peace of the future. May no fear keep me where the Lord is no more. I renounce everything that binds me to environments of sadness. I break in your name with all the words, acts, and memories that bind me, and I declare I am ready to dwell in the promise. Now take a deep breath. This prayer was more than words. It was an act of spiritual separation. It was the inner key that needed to be turned so that the outer door could open. You may not even feel anything right away, but something moved, and in the next few days, you'll notice the lightness, the clarity, the strength coming back because now you're really ready to go. Write in the comments with authority, as if you believe, I broke with the past. I am ready to live God's new. And in the next chapter, we'll talk about the house God has promised and what's going to happen inside it that will be much bigger than you think. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine you wake up in the morning. There is no noise of chaos. There is no weight on the shoulders. There is no fear of the future. You walk through a light environment where the air is pure and peace seems to live in the walls. The open windows let in a soft light, and within your heart you feel, I'm in the right place, finally. This is the house God is preparing for you. She's not just pretty on the outside. It is a spiritual environment of healing from within. It was designed to welcome you, protect you, restore you. Each room will carry an atmosphere of peace. Each corner will be like a secret altar where heaven will visit you at the simplest times of the day. There God will give you new ideas. There your mind will calm down. There your body will really rest. The angel says in the old house, you learned how to survive, but in this new house, you will learn to live. And this house will not only be a gift to you, it will be an extension of your mission. Their people will enter and feel renewed. There your family will experience what you have never experienced. Their children will be born in a safe environment. Their relationships will be healed. There the provision will flow because God does not build empty houses. He builds homes that carry purpose. You are not receiving a good. You're getting a territory, a meeting point between heaven and earth, a place where the impossible will be common because God's presence will be there. Therefore, when you feel tired, without faith, thinking that you are taking too long, remember, God is not giving you just any place. He's handing you the place where your story will change. Right now, with conviction, as one who already sees the promise ready before his eyes, my house will be full of peace, full of God's presence, and full of purpose. Now that you've visualized the house God is preparing in the next chapter, we're going to talk about something essential, the necessary silence, why you shouldn't tell that promise to anyone yet. There is a powerful spiritual principle that many ignore. Not everything God is doing in you should be revealed ahead of time. There are promises that only blossom when they are silent. And there are battles that only arise because we talk too much to the wrong people. You are carrying a precious, delicate spiritual promise. The house God is giving you isn't just an achievement. It's a strategic move from heaven to earth. And like every sacred thing, it needs to be protected with wisdom. The angel reveals there are eyes that are not just curious. They are waiting for a slip, a weakness, a space to sow doubt and confusion. That is why at this moment your silence will be your defense. Don't share every step. Don't show every door that opens. Don't divulge every signal you receive. Remember Joseph. He dreamed of palaces, but he shared with brothers who couldn't bear to see him grow up. The result was betrayal, imprisonment, and delay, all because he revealed ahead of time what only God should know. The house that is coming is real, but it's still under construction, and not just in the physical world. It is also being formed within you, in your mind, in your spirit, in your emotional structure. And if you start exposing a structure that's still in process, you risk opening doors for unnecessary attacks. Save the plan, protect your eyesight, talk to God before you talk to anyone else. And when someone asks too much, smile peacefully and say, I'm in a time of recollection. What is mine, no one will prevent. If you feel like you need to seal that spiritual instruction today, write in the comments, I'll protect my promise. What is God's, no one steals, because in the next chapter, heaven will impel you to prophesy boldly. Your house has already been liberated. Now it's time to authoritatively declare what is already yours. You've prayed, he has already cried, it has already endured attacks, resistance, and delays. It has already been tried in silence while many watched you without understanding what God was preparing. But now the time has come to declare, not just waiting, prophesying, because the power of life and death is in the tongue, and what you profess with faith, heaven honors with movement. The angel says, the promise is before you. All that is missing is your voice to activate what is suspended in the spiritual world. At this point, you need to understand your word carries weight when it is aligned with God's purpose, and the promise of the house will not be delivered by human works alone, but by a decree released from his own mouth. Maybe you kept quiet for fear of being disappointed. Maybe you stopped talking about the new house because everything seemed too far away. But God sends you to remind you, I honor those who speak in faith, even when the eye does not yet see. So today now, stand up inside, reject all doubt, reject fear, and say boldly, my house is being liberated. The place God has chosen is already reserved for me. No barrier can stop it. No contrary word can stop. No human structure can close the door that God has opened. I receive, I declare, I prophesy the key to my house is already on its way. You don't have to see it to believe it. You have to believe to see. And the more you speak in faith, the faster the structures move. Right now, with all the spiritual authority that is in you, the key is coming. I prophesy my house is real, and it is manifesting now, because in the next and final chapter, we're going to close with a powerful call. Get ready. The key will come, and with it, a new phase begins. You need to understand this key that is coming is not only made of metal, it is made of history, of old prayers, of tears that no one saw, of promises that seemed forgotten, of deliverances that you didn't even notice. When you hold it, it will carry a weight that only you will understand. It will not be the weight of the past. It will be the weight of God's glory on your life. Do you remember the nights when you thought you couldn't get out of this situation? When you felt the heavy air inside your own home? When life seemed to stand still as if time was against you? Now imagine it being broken. Imagine entering a place where the atmosphere is light, where you can take a deep breath and say, here I have peace. The key that comes represents that. A new beginning, a new sound, a new silence, a new cycle. See with the eyes of faith the entrance door, you turning the key for the first time, the creaking of the wood opening to a consecrated environment, the light coming in through the windows, the feeling that you are stepping on promised ground. The walls cleaned, ready to be touched with praise, prayers, and promises. The rooms are still empty but full of purpose. You walking through space and saying, God brought me here. Maybe you cry, maybe stay silent, maybe you can only kneel and give thanks. Because this will not be an ordinary achievement, it will be a watershed. From there, things will line up. Doors that have been blocked for years will open. Financial provisions that seemed distant will flow easily. Spiritual connections will happen. Relationships will be restored. You will sleep safely, waking up with direction, work with purpose, receive people with joy, and most importantly, to live within the presence of God every day. This will be His testimony. Before I just survived, now I live. Before I lived, now I dwell in the place the Lord has given me. But remember, the preparation continues even after the promise. Do not neglect your spiritual life. Don't treat this house as a prize, treat it like an altar. Have days of prayer within it. Consecrate every wall, every space, every object. Put praise in the rooms. Read the word in the center of the house. Declare blessings upon those who enter. Make your home a base of heaven on earth. This house will bear fruit. People will be touched as they pass through it. You will have testimonies that will mark other lives, and many will look and say, God has done it. And you will know that this story began when you decided to believe, when you chose to break with the past, when He decided to silence the opposing voices, when He heard the voice of the angel and said, I receive, I believe, I prophesy. If that word is still burning in your heart, write in the comments with full faith, this is my time. The key to my new home is in God's hands. And share this message with someone who needs to be reminded that God still keeps promises, because no matter how much the enemy tried to slow you down, your story is just beginning. Stop for a moment. Take a deep breath. Feel what's going on around you. Even if the eyes don't see, even if the environment looks the same, something is changing in the spiritual world right now. The time of waiting is coming to an end. The sky moved, the war was won, the promise was confirmed. Now there is only one thing left, to prepare to receive. Yes, the key is near, not just any key, but the key that will open the most important cycle of your life so far. You're not about to change your address. You are about to change phase, season, spiritual identity, because the new house is not just a new space. It is a new time, a new emotional environment, a new level of relationship with God. And that's why this key will come with weight. It will not be delivered by chance. It will be delivered as a symbol of authority, as if to say, you're ready. Now you rule over what once controlled you. The angel of the Lord says, I saw you in the days when I wanted to give up. I watched you in the dark rooms where you cried without strength to pray. I heard you when no one did. And by order of the Most High, I have been sent to lead you to your new place. The house is ready. The key has already been turned in the sky. But beware, this change requires practical and spiritual preparation. Start by organizing your life. Arrange the papers, have what you need ready, but more than that, prepare your heart. This house needs you whole, cured, positioned in covenant with God. Do not bring to her what heaven has already commanded to leave behind. Old habits, old traumas, old relationships. Anything that doesn't match the new will be removed, and the longer you resist, the more painful the process will be. Start stating the atmosphere of your home in advance. Prophesy peace over the rooms even before you enter. Pray for neighbors you don't know yet. Dedicate this space to God before you even sign any papers. And remember, this house will change your story inside. Projects that were stopped will take shape. Relationships that were wounded will be restored. The sleep that was restless will be peaceful. The mind that was anxious will find rest. The spirit that was downcast will be renewed. You will remember these words when you are in your new home and say, "It all began with a prophetic word. It all started when I believed." And now more than ever, you need to position yourself as the one who is already inside. The posture of faith anticipates the conquest. Interior preparation accelerates exterior release. Therefore, I invite you now to declare, not with fleeting emotion, but with conscious faith and unshakable conviction, I'm prepared. I broke with the past. I silenced the enemies. I received the signs. I prophesied in faith. And now I stand to receive the key to the house that God has prepared for me, and write it publicly. Witness with your word. Write in the comments now, "My story changes from today. The key to my house is coming." And if this message touched your heart, share it with someone. You can be the instrument God will use to unlock someone else's miracle. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and stay in prayer. God is still speaking, and the next revelation could be the final confirmation of your achievement. Your house already exists. The key is coming, and his new story is about to begin. Before I continue, my beloved child, allow me to pause, for there is a sacred secret I've kept just for you, and now is the moment I choose to reveal it. Moses and manifestation. Moses and manifestation are generally not two words you put together. At least, that's what I thought until recently. But then I discovered something fascinating. Moses manifested incredible events throughout his life. The parting of the Red Sea was just the tip of the iceberg. He called forth manna from heaven, bread from heaven, when his people were starving in the desert, and water flowed from the rock when he struck it with his staff. His next-level manifesting abilities have been mentioned in books like the Torah Codes and Moses' 6th and 7th books. However, a manifesting secret from Moses has never been discovered until now. This secret has transformed the lives of 10,078 people so far. It can help you manifest your dream life, too. There's no time to dawdle on this. This page will be taken down soon. Click the link in the description or comments section to unlock the secret. This page will reveal all and get you manifesting as soon as tonight. My beloved child, now is the time to act. Step forward in faith. God bless you.